'Tis I, the most famous est historian, philosopher, and humanitarian in the entire world. 'Twas late last night when we heard the troubling news of Banquo's death. 'Twas distraught beyond belief. But I was most bravest enough to report to the scene live. Here we are at Castle Macbeth, where the lords art at the scene inside. Welcome, peasants, to our show of mystique. Now forth to seize the day. We hath heard the cry for answers, and these shall be appeased.
I thank thee, Lady Rismiller, for thine introduction to our humble show. The purpose of the present day spectral ventures is to discover if guilt lies in the bloodied hands of Thane of Cawdor. My own suspensions have overcome me. I must find the truth behind Banquo's death.
I concur, dear Lennox. Transparent be Macbeth, restless is his soul. Shall luck be upon us and Banquo's spirit appear, the truth clouding his untimely and unfortunate death may be known to us all.
Hitherto I fear not, but alas the clutches of terror arrive. The sun hath bid thee farewell, and familiarity hath been replaced with walls of dark colour, and faces appear without reason. Happily we shan't continue in the searches of the apparitions.
My lords, 'tis common knowledge. The phantoms are but mere fancies. I am merely seeking for the making of a crime. Trust him I shall not, for the suspicious on his kingship be too great.
Hark! 'Tis but a mistake. I am certain that spirits walk this earth, and the spirit of Banquo walks these halls. Do not doubt me for it.
No, my scurvy companion, thou lily-livered boy.
'Tis not of substance. We must presently search Castle Macbeth for his guilt. Do not lay even but a finger on the objects of this castle. A fingerprint mustn't be found.
Do your ears not agree with mine? Banquo! Oh, Banquo! Wherefore art thou, Banquo?
This castle has stood for many moons. Let us be a rat.
'Tis it be a floorboard. Calm down, dear Angus. You have not to be afraid. The only ghosts upon these walls are us.
Doth now not presently see? Banquo is displeased with your skepticism. He cries out in longing and anger.
Fie, thou art too dramatic. Shun thy sound. The fear in thy is no different than the fear in Macbeth. Why do you let such silly delusions plague your actions?
Focus, you fools! Macbeth, the possible traitor, chuckleth in the visage of honour. What honourable man murders his own kith and kin for personal gain? What hath this vile ambition wrought upon our country? Macbeth be the monster of want and displeasure, reaching above him forevermore for those of the feet he washes. The sun and moon doth rise and sit upon their own accord, stopping for no mortal soul. Yet Macbeth have captive them both, bathing Scotland in the thick muck of eternal night, much to the displeasure of the stars. But alas, Macbeth be playing the fool, distraught upon the death of thine cousin, even though his guilt 'tis imminent.
Calm thyself, dear friend. To express thy vexation too greatly is to out thyself as a traitor, and most notable to thee, you may wake the lady of the house.
'Tis not that we don't believe you. We truly agree. Macbeth doth act far too dubious for a faultless man. That is wherefore we must simply make contact with the ghost of the late Banquo. 'Tis the least we can do for his phantasmic state.
What naivety be thrust upon thou? The talk of phantom is but a clue to the puzzle truth be.
Heard the manifestation of Banquo's lament?
Who walks to the dead of night? The moon has bid farewell, yet thou hast not. Come near and show thine corporeal form.
Banquo, we are here to hear thine admissions.
'Tis not Banquo. Hush.
This is far too suspicious. We may not be alone.
Doth thou finally believe in the living dead?
No! Must be a restless guardsman or woken servant. We must proceed with caution. Tis not a Banquo. Nay, tis a living body.
Where art thou, dear Sanity? For I've not seen thine face in many nights. The dark infests my mind with my vision of our past sins and vile acts. My dear husband, executor of a dastardly plot, grows more weak-minded with each break of dawn. Hath mine own ambitions pushed him over the edge? I fret over his future as a Scotland's leader. Will the fate of her late Duncan be minimized upon Macbeth, murdered in thine deep slumber, like an ignorant fool, prey to the predator of ambition?
Why doth she walk restlessly throughout the castle?
Shh. She sleepwalks. Listen to her brief confession.
What makes thee a king? 'Tis the crown atop his head, thy blood that paints thy hands.
The right words to utter are unbeknownst to me. All we have gained is the mutterings of an insomniac madwoman.
Did the sights of thy night not trouble thy conscience?
Forsooth, we only have suspicion to offer against thy lord.
Either way, this does not behold valorous for Macbeth. Apace, we must flee and share our findings. Away!